The boy in the box officially has a name after nearly 66 years.
It's a major step forward in the cold case known as the boy in the box.
Police sources say they now know the identity of the child known as the boy in the box.
Developing right now a potential breakthrough in a more than 60-year-old cold case known as the boy in the box.
Hello everybody, my name is Alan and welcome to another episode of Crimicide, the show where we unravel the truth of the world's biggest mysteries. Tonight, we're going to be diving into the boy in the box case and the illustrious society that after 66 years have finally made a breakthrough. And I won't stall any further, let's get into today's video. History has provided us with many, many mysteries. Tragedies or occurrences that are left unexplained, with trails that are left ice cold for years. But every problem, by its very nature, must have a solution, and tonight's case is no different. This is a mystery that has remained in perpetual darkness for 65 years, and thanks to a group of the most remarkable detectives on the planet, this infamous cold case has finally had new light shed on it, and new information thought at one point to be impossible to find has finally been uncovered. Tonight, we're going to be diving into the tragic case of America's unknown child and the illustrious group of people who finally revealed his identity. And with that, let's begin. On February 23rd, 1957, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a box was found on the side of the road. A college student happened upon it and saw the contents, but figured it was just a doll and disregarded it, until a day later, when he happened to hear a report of a child that went missing in New Jersey. After the report, the student realized that it was no doll in the box and alerted the authorities. When the police arrived on scene, they found the same battered box and opened it. Inside, they would find the body of a young boy, naked and wrapped in a plaid blanket. That boy was 4-year-old Joseph Augustus Zaraley, though authorities wouldn't know that until about 6.5 decades later. But out of respect for him, I'll be referring to Joseph by name throughout this entire video. Upon examination, Joseph appeared to have been severely beaten, and autopsy reports would confirm that the cause of death was homicide by blunt force trauma. The autopsy report would also show that Joseph was extremely malnourished, had surgical scars on his ankle and groin, as well as an L-shaped scar under his chin. Authorities noted that Joseph was found in a bassinet box purchased from J.C. Penney, had appeared to have been recently bathed, and had clumps of his own hair still on his body, indicating a hasty haircut. Clearly, whoever the murderer was tried extremely hard to eliminate any potential evidence. Unfortunately, it was a successful attempt, because after their initial discovery of Joseph's body, the investigation would branch out into several paths in an attempt to find Joseph's identity and his killer. The investigation was officially opened on February 26, 1957. The police response was immediate. They took Joseph's fingerprints and sent out 400,000 of these flyers in an attempt to find Joseph's family. Although the story garnered huge media attention, nobody came forward to claim Joseph, stumping police and halting them in their tracks. Police academy recruits would comb over the crime scene again in the hopes of finding additional clues. Upon re-examining the crime scene, police would find just 3 clues: a child's scarf, a white handkerchief with the letter G in the corner, and a blue corduroy hat. None of these clues ever revealed any truly substantial evidence, save for the scarf. Sort of. The scarf was sent to the FBI for analysis, who concluded that the scarf was wool, hand-knitted, and likely made by Joseph's killer. Unfortunately, that's as far as the scarf lead went, and it was eventually returned to the Philadelphia police, where it remains in evidence to this day. From there, the case leaves the world of facts and enters the world of speculation, with new theories being posited every now and then to this day. But we'll just be looking into a few of the most popular theories. The Martha theory. This one is still quite popular to this day. According to this theory, Martha's mother purchased Joseph from his biological parents in 1954. Afterwards, it's claimed Joseph was subjected to intense physical and sexual abuse, until one day when Joseph vomited up his dinner of baked beans and as a result was severely beaten. It's stated that he was then given a bath where he died. This information was all given to authorities by Martha herself, and at the time, her story was considered likely, backed up by the coroner's discovery of baked beans in Joseph's stomach, as well as his fingers which were wrinkled, implying a bath or shower shortly before his death. Despite her story in the coroner's report, authorities weren't able to verify her story, her neighbors even denying any boy had ever lived there, casting even more doubt on her story. The final nail in the coffin was the police discovering Martha had a history of mental illness, and with all these factors against her, they ultimately disregarded her story. The foster home theory. I'm going to be completely honest. This theory is so flimsy and contains so little evidence, I can't imagine how it's been considered possible for so long. This theory, quote unquote, cropped up in 1960 after medical examiner Remington Bristow consulted a psychic on the case. So, standard procedure. According to this theory, Joseph was in foster care his whole life, living just 2 miles away from the crime scene. Some state he was sent there as a baby. Others allege he was the son of the owners. Others state he was the son of the daughter of the people that ran the orphanage. What supporters of the theory can agree on, however, is that Joseph died while in foster care and was dumped off the side of the road after. The evidence? Blankets at the orphanage resembled the one Joseph was wrapped up in, as well as a bassinet being present at the orphanage that could have fit in the box. Rock solid evidence, open and shut, case closed. I'm kidding, of course. The authorities took this theory about as seriously as I have. If I seem a bit too critical, I apologize. I don't believe in psychics whatsoever, and it disgusts me when they're brought into a criminal investigation. To me, it just seems like they make everything up to capitalize on a tragedy. And modern psychics are no better at solving crimes than they were in the 60s. You know who I'm talking about.
Let's pay attention to what they didn't say, which is they didn't say that they agree that Rebecca Schofield didn't know these students. They didn't say that they agree that she didn't teach these students. And they didn't say that they agree that she didn't advise.
The raised as a girl theory. One more theory came from the forensic artist Frank Bender. Bender suggests Joseph may have been raised as a girl due to evidence of a hasty haircut that was given to Joseph just before his death, pointing out hair clippings that were still clung to him as well as his eyebrows, which appeared to be styled. Bender had a sketch of Joseph with long hair commissioned and released it to the public to no success. These are just a few of the more popular theories in the case, and that's where it ended. That's where the trail died, and the case of America's unknown child fell into obscurity, archived with the rest of America's cold cases. Until now. Enter the Vidocq Society. Who are the Vidocq Society? They're basically the Avengers of detectives. Let me explain. The Vidocq Society is a non-profit organization founded in 1990 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, named after Eugene Francois Vidocq, a French criminal and private investigator who was one of the first to use forensic science methods in investigations. The society is made up of forensic professionals, including crime scene investigators, medical examiners, and forensic psychologists, as well as other experts, such as lawyers, journalists, and academics. The Vidocq Society's primary mission is to help solve cold cases, typically homicides, that have gone unsolved for years. The Society's members meet once a month to review cases submitted by law enforcement agencies, families of victims, and private investigators. They use their expertise to examine evidence and identify new leads in the hopes of bringing closure to families and justice for victims. The Vidocq Society operates on a strict code of ethics and only accepts cases that have already been investigated by law enforcement agencies. They do not charge for their services, and all members are volunteers. Over the years, the Society has helped solve several high-profile cases, including the murder of a Texas woman whose body was found in a field in 1984, and the 1995 murder of a young girl in New Jersey. The Vidocq Society is highly regarded in the forensic science community and has been featured in numerous books, articles, and television shows. Despite its success, the Society remains relatively unknown to the general public, and is highly selective about its membership. Now that the brief history lesson is out of the way, I think you can understand where I'm going. After 66 years, they discovered his identity. In 1998, Joseph's body was exhumed, and DNA samples were taken from him to take advantage of the new cutting-edge forensic technology we now have. And after many, many years of research, it had all paid off. And on March 1st, 2020, the Vidocq Society provided a proper burial and a new headstone where Joseph Augustus Zaraley now rests. William Fleischer, co-founder of the Vidocq Society, had these heartfelt words to say that, I think, closes this part of the mystery quite well. Quote, "Now our lad is no longer that boy in the box. He has a name," unquote. And with that, America's unknown child is no longer unknown. And that is where I'll have to wrap up this video, at least for now. If that seems unsatisfying and unfinished, know that the case is still ongoing, and the Vidocq Society and Philadelphia authorities are still working tirelessly to finally bringing this case to its conclusion and identifying those responsible. As of the writing of this script, no suspect has been publicly identified, but the Vidocq Society has done this before. They aren't the type to leave a job half-finished. If anybody can bring this case to its conclusion, it's them. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I was hesitant to make it. I really wanted to wait until they had finished the entire investigation, but I just couldn't wait. It's just something I've been keeping track of for a little bit, and it makes me happy that they're finally shedding light on this. If you like my videos and want to see more of my content, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified whenever I drop a new video. I do a lot of true crime, cold cases, and scary stories, and I even like to tackle online mysteries, ARGs, and, just more lighthearted stuff. My next video probably won't be a true stories video. I've already got another video subject I really want to tackle. It's something more lighthearted and involves less death than normal. I'll be checking out the Fresno Nightcrawlers, or was it Night Stalkers? Whatever, I'll take a look. I remember seeing those videos when I was a kid, and now as an adult, I've seen them again, and now I just kind of want to break it down and just make a video about it. I think that'd be really fun. So if you want to see that, subscribing will, help me anyway. I just hit 300, and that's a pretty big deal for me. So I'd like to reach for 400, and ring that notification bell will help you be notified when I drop the Fresno Nightcrawlers video. So I'm really excited to get started on that. Just something a little bit more lighthearted for the channel. And if you guys have an idea of a mystery or an ARG or a story you want me to tell, drop it in the comments below. I appreciate suggestions. Chances are it'll make it in a video. I'm always looking for new subjects to research. And I think I've kept you all here long enough. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.